Welcome back. The House Oversight Committee's first impeachment inquiry hearing, and now 6 days away. The Oversight Committee Chairman James Comer reportedly receiving access to 14 emails concerning then Vice President Joe Biden from the National Archives. New polling from YouGov and Yahoo shows nearly half of Americans now believe Joe Biden did something illegal with Hunter's business deals. 43% say that they believe Joe Biden did make money on Hunter's deals. Joining me right now is former Director of National Intelligence and Texas Congressman John Ratcliffe, also former prosecutor. Director, it's always a pleasure. Thanks so much for joining us this morning.
You bet, Maria. Great to see you.
You know, I mean, this whole Joe Biden investigation, I want to make sure I'm clear here. We have all of these polls that say, you know, Biden did something wrong, according to the voters who voted on this poll in Hunter's business deals. I mean, you got to say that this was Joe Biden's business deals as well, because he was selling access to Joe Biden, right? What's your take on this impeachment inquiry against Joe Biden, where you've got House Republicans charging bribery and money laundering here? These are some serious charges.
Yeah, I think my first takeaway, Maria, is that you know, that the impeachment inquiry is definitely warranted by all of the testimony that's been provided already in the documents that have been seen, both financial records and private emails between Biden family members. All of that justifies the impeachment inquiry. The challenge that House Republicans are going to have is, I think, as you can see, they're on their own. The idea that, you know, the Biden Justice Department, headed by Merrick Garland, is going to be helpful in this process in investigating these potential crimes. I don't think anyone believes that at this point, based on everything we've seen most recently on Garland's testimony. So it's going to be up to Republicans to you know, to basically prosecute the case that the Department of Justice and the FBI won't, and prosecute it in front of the American people. And I think they can do that effectively. They already have. We've talked about that. But more people need to see that. And an impeachment inquiry will allow the public to see it when it's not being covered by other networks. So House Republicans can show why there's this appearance of corruption with the financial records, the appearance of perjury and false statements, the appearance of undeclared income by many members of the Biden family. So, you know, I think it's a process that should begin. Of course, the question now, Maria, is it going to begin in the face of Republicans? I think, you know, hopefully won't shoot themselves in the foot with a government shutdown or a speaker fight that gives the Democrats exactly what they want, which would be to turn the spotlight off of Hunter and Joe Biden's, you know, criminal enterprise and put it on House Republicans in front of the nation. I think that would be a big mistake.
Well, that's right. And, you know, that's why I'm questioning, why is Matt Gaetz doing this? Why is he trying to blow up a conference and put the speaker's job on the line when, in fact, you're trying to battle the Democrats and all their reckless spending, and you're trying to bring accountability to the potential Biden crimes? Why do this now? Is this a personal vendetta?
You know, I don't know you know, what, there are obviously a number of House members that are saying that they want to potentially pursue this. I heard, you know, another one this morning on there, but it's just a handful. And I think what I would say to them is, you know, the only way this is successful is if you, 5 or 6 of you, conspire with all of the Democrats, vote with Ilhan Omar and Eric Swalwell and Adam Schiff. And why would the Democrats do that unless it was good for them? And the point is, because it is good for them, it, again, takes the spotlight off of this important work, the impeachment inquiry, the corruption within the Biden White House. And so to me, it just seems galactically stupid to pursue this. So I don't know what the motivations are, but it would really be a disservice to, as you've said many times, Maria, the only reason we're able to talk about this, the only reason we know any of this, is because the House Republicans are in charge and have conducted investigations that for the last 2 years, Democrats in charge of the House would not pursue.
That's right. And the other big story is this cover-up at the DOJ. I mean, Merrick Garland testifying in front of the Judiciary Committee the other day was so transparent. New York Post columnist Miranda Devine writing about it, torching the AG and that testimony before the Judiciary Committee. I want to get your take on that. She's got a new piece out titled "Ignorant, Pathetic Merrick Garland." Wilts on the hot seat before Congress. We also saw Gaetz question Merrick Garland, and I want to run that for you, the soundbite, because he did put him on the spot about a number of things. Watch this.
Do you know about the money that moved through Rob Walker's shell companies, yes or no?
As I have said repeatedly, I have left these matters to Mr. Weiss. I've not intruded. I've not interfered. I've not tried to find out what he knows.
It's like you're looking the other way on purpose because everybody knows this stuff's happening. And you know what? People don't pay bribes to not get something in return. Right? The China initiative resulted in the convictions of a Harvard professor, of someone at Monsanto. So we were working against the Chinese. They paid the Bidens. And now you're sitting here telling me that North Korea is the big threat.
Yeah, and he couldn't even answer another questioner. I believe it was Congressman Johnson's question about, have you spoken to anybody at the DOJ or FBI about the Hunter Biden investigation? What are your thoughts on the Garland testimony?
Well, think about it, Maria. He spent 6 hours on the witness stand throwing the guy under the bus that he just promoted. So, special counsel David Weiss, who just absolutely botched the investigation into Hunter Biden, let statute of limitations run and all that, is the guy that he just promoted. That's like promoting the captain of the Titanic. And now, of course, he spends his time saying, well, Weiss is in charge and I don't know anything. And Merrick Garland would have you believe he's the Joe Biden of attorney generals, that he's not in charge, he's not making any decisions. I know from sources that, as you know, Maria, I spent part of my career in the Justice Department, still have friends that are there. Part of what's motivating Merrick Garland here is a seething bitterness over the fact that he is not a Supreme Court justice and that Republicans prevented him from doing that. And he's very clearly, continuing to take out that resentment in partisan prosecutions and a double standard of justice when it comes to, Biden versus what the very same Justice Department is doing with regard, to President Trump. And this gets, to the point, one of the other things that, came out, Maria, last week is, as House prosecutors investigate this case is, now you have, an IRS supervisor, director of field operations for the two whistleblowers now corroborating, yes, those are two fantastic agents and everything that they said is true. And, pointing the finger that it was DOJ tax division that prevented these cases from moving forward. That would have been Merrick Garland, and he would have had to have known that. So these are things that I think that the American people can find out if Republicans are smart and pursue this through a proper impeachment inquiry.